Let's see. All right, hello everyone. My name is Jeremy. Welcome back to a podcast that I'm rebranding. Today I have Emma Littig on. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm glad we're finally able to do this. We talked about this months and months ago, so I'm really glad we're able to finally get one going.
I know. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I want to. So basically, my first. So I do these like icebreaker questions, like not really icebreakers, but I like to just know like how did you get started in wanting to be an actress, or how did that all work out? Like how did this all start?
It's an interesting story. When I was really, really little, my mom signed me up for these mommy me classes, where babies will like pat on drums, sing baby songs. And throughout this program it was called Amory Hall's Music for Children. As you got older, you did more songs and then you put on little plays. And then I think it was third grade or fourth grade when you aged out of the program. When I finished the last play, I was really sad. So I was like, oh no, I can no longer do this anymore. I can't act. This is it.
Oh man.
um, and then my mom told me, no, you can still do it, just not at this program. And then I was like, okay. And then she signed me up for acting classes. And I started watching more movies, reading more, watching more plays, and just fell in love with it. And I just knew the feeling I got inside when I was performing. I just wanted to keep on doing that and be immersed with people that felt the same way that I did. So I've always known that I wanted to do this, and each project I do just makes me so happy and joyful that I'm able to keep on being in this profession.
Yeah, for sure. I know because um, I'm gonna mention it now. Even though obviously I'm gonna mention it now. I did cast you in Last Days, which is going into production hopefully this fall.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. I have not wanted to make a movie like this for a long time. Like I was like, oh, I gotta make this, and I'm like, who am I gonna cast? Oh, I'll just ask Emma if she wants to do it, and hey, here we are,
Here we are.
getting there. Yeah, but like now I want to bring up this new thing that you're a part of. This movie that you're in there's a Kickstarter which is linked in the description. Everybody, go
Yes.
support this. The pitch video I really liked, and also well, let me hear what you have to say about it.
Of course. So I am so excited about this new project. It is called Living for Her. I've actually known this director for a while now. And when I heard that she was casting this piece, I told her, I was like, I must audition. So I auditioned, took a little while, but I got cast in it as the role of Emily, and it's really exciting. It's a piece about these two women that fall in love in the 1800s, and they keep on falling in love in different timelines. But the thing is, they get reincarnated to these different moments in time where they're different people. But they don't know about the previous timelines till they meet each other.
Mm.
So that part is very interesting. I haven't really seen that done that much, so I'm really excited to play around with that. Also, there'll be tons of fun costumes for the different time periods. And what we're doing with this Kickstarter campaign is we're seeking funds to get the short film on its feet. And then once we finish filming the short film, then we are going to pitch it to productions and studios and things as a limited series, which has been written already. So that's like super duper exciting. And I love how this project, even its early stages, has gotten so much momentum and attention. And people just are really excited about the story as much as I am, which makes me so happy and so grateful.
Yeah, because when I was reading on the Kickstarter for it, I was like, this actually sounds like something I would like. I'm like, and I love like drama, romantic dramas, and stuff like that. So
Yes, we love that response. Oh my goodness.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to talk about Mr. Valentine, which I really liked that short film.
Yeah, no, it was really intense, that film.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not in it. Like when you were talking about, I'm like, wait, and I'm like, wait, oh, you're not in it very long, but it was such a good project either way. How was it like
It
filming that?
was. So it was very interesting. This project I actually heard about very last minute. I think I heard about it. I was with my friend Emma. We were walking our dogs together. Um, and I got a message on Backstage, since that's what I've been using for castings and whatnot. And they asked if I was available to come into the city that night. And it was afternoon. And this was way back when I was living in Connecticut. So I hopped on the Metro North and I got there. And I was a little frazzled since I literally catch like the last train to make it to my call time on time. But it was very cool. It was very deep, intense. The story was about these girls that had gotten kidnapped and just were very like emaciated and just yeah, just like going through a lot. And I think playing those stories is something that is so precious, and I feel very lucky to be able to portray that stuff. So it does happen, you know. It's very sad, but giving sort of people that have gone through that a voice and sort of being that media that they can look back on um, and take something away from that, I think is very powerful.
Yeah, it was really really creepy. I remember when you were talking about it, and I was seeing it on your stories, and I'm like, when is this dropping? You were like, it's dropping, I believe, this week, and it finally popped up, and I was like, yes, I get to finally watch it.
Yes, no, it was really good. And I even, the makeup artist there was absolutely incredible. She made sure, she even did some like dirt on my face. They got my teeth a little dirty, since obviously she had been, you know, held captive for at least months.
Right.
So she didn't have access to like a toothbrush or anything like that. So we had to make my teeth very yellow and sweaty and stuff like that. So it was interesting to see myself like that. And it
Yeah.
really helped me like get into character and be in the moment and feel connected to the text.
What is so like looking at like your like more film related stuff, like what is a dream role for you to play? Like if you were given like the dream like the big role that you like what is a role that you would really like that you want to play that you haven't played yet?
It's a good question. There are certain scripts that are out there and certain projects I'm auditioning for that I really want to play that I can't talk about right now. But there's one role that I have my eye on. Well, two in one production that I really want. And I can't say much, but I can say that it's a really rich text. I can say that the characters are very honest, raw. It's in the horror queer genre, so that's exciting. But those two I definitely have my eye on, but whoever is going to get those roles, I know is going to do a fantastic job.
Right.
And yeah, but I guess for what I want for roles, I really like horror. I really love queer characters. I myself am a queer woman and I really enjoy being able to play roles that just are real and honest.
Yeah. I
Stuff
know
like
because
that.
when we were talking when I was casting my web series last year, and you messaged me like, "Hey, as a queer person myself, I would definitely fit the background for both of these characters," and I'm like, "Hey,
Yes.
audition. We'll talk about it. Like, what is I don't know if you can talk about it, but I'm gonna ask. How did you like? Cause I haven't seen it yet, but
Yeah.
what was it like working on the Equalizer?
Yeah, I can talk about it. It's been out for a while. It
Yeah.
was crazy. It was one of the first jobs that I booked when I was sort of in New York City in a fresh new relationship um at the time. And it was interesting. It was like a walk from my partner at the time, their house, literally the studio. We filmed at the Silver Cup. It was like a 10-minute walk. So that was so nice. Um, so I remember, you know, walking there and I brought my wardrobe and then A PA came, took me to my dressing room. I didn't have any lines that day, but I had stills, and the whole entire episode was about this girl named Sarah Ross who was raped and murdered. And at the beginning of the episode, she's deceased. So Queen Latifah, someone that she knew was on the jury for this trial to see if this man was the culprit or not. And, Queen Latifah's character, her friend, was talking about it with her, and she was like, I don't know, something about this case just doesn't sit right with me. And they're convicting this man who's young. He just had a baby. Like, it just doesn't feel like he's the one who did it. So Queen Latifah's character ended up going on this sort of mission to figure out who did it. So they used lots of my pictures that we took on set that day to sort of piece together the puzzle
Oh,
and like
nice.
ask people like, oh, have you seen Sarah Ross anywhere? So it was an interesting time. I took photos. Some were before his deceased, some with a girl who played one of my friends. Her name's Yasmin. She's really sweet. I got to meet her, and she was great. And then I spent some time in my dressing room, and then when they were ready, they got me into this dead makeup, and they even did like little popped blood vessels
Mm.
on me to show that I was strangled, and they looked at like reference photos to make sure to get it as close and accurate as possible. So that was a really fun process. And the makeup was super duper heavy. And then we ended up filming those or taking photos of those on like a table that was metal, kind of like where you put corpses for examination.
Oh, nice.
So I had to be like super duper still when we were taking those photos, which was fun. And then at the end of the day, they took all my makeup off with like these hot towels, which was super duper nice since I didn't want to walk back looking like a corpse.
Oh,
But yeah,
that.
it was really fun. I was very thankful for the opportunity, and it was a big stamp on like me being in New York. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that experience.
I want to talk about the two music videos that you're in. The Bra Ra Bra Bra Ra La La.
Bra la 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 la.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've watched the videos. That's an artist. I actually was like really liking. I was like, oh wow, this is different.
No, Brawlella is amazing. She's really cool. I forget if I got into contact with her. I believe it was through my friend Masha. Masha is someone that I've worked with on past projects. She's an amazing actress. And we worked on this project together, and it was really fun. And the musical artist was really great, really sociable, and she was actually so sweet. She emailed, or not emailed me, she mailed me like physical mail, uh, the actual record of her album that we worked on, that I was on the music video for, and then she signed it, which was so sweet. Just such a kind person. And the set ran very smoothly. It was very fun. I got to be a cop, so that was fun to do.
Yeah. So being murdered in one project, being a cop in the next.
I know it's always different. What I always aspire to is have all my characters be different. I want to think myself as an actor, also as a chameleon, in the way that I can transform into different characters. Like I never just want to be, let's say, the innocent girl or the party girl, the girl next door. I want to be able to play all the different facets of the human experience that I'm able to do realistically, of course.
Yeah. Right. What? So like, I'm looking at because I have your IMDb up. That's how I'm able to also see some other stuff that you've done. I want to know about
Oh, cool.
bird flu as much as you can tell me because I know it's in post production right now.
It is in post production. Oh my goodness, Blurred Flu was so much fun. It was the first project that I officially worked on with one of my favorite collaborators, Sakshi Nemlaker. Um, and we filmed that in Connecticut. Or not Connecticut. It wasn't Connecticut. It was actually upstate New York in Dover's Ferry. And it was
Okay.
super cool. I was there for one day, but I got to spend the night. We were actually housed on location, which was amazing. And I basically I was in the flashback scenes, and I got to play this woman who had a child really young when she was a teen. And then it was really hard to make ends meet. So she ended up having to prostitute herself
Oh,
to pay to keep this child like in school and fed and stuff like that. So it was a really sad story. And actually, one of her clients, um, yeah, something happens with her and a client, and I'll let you guess what that is, but that's all that I can say.
oh wow.
But basically, yeah, it was a very intense story, and when the little boy gets older, there's like lots of fun stuff with that. And it is coming out soon. The trailer actually just came out for Bird Flu, which is very exciting.
Okay.
And yeah, it was really cool, and I really enjoyed that set. Everyone that I was working with was great. Actually, Ethan, who was our director, I actually worked with him a really long time ago, and I remember applying to the project on Backstage. And I recognized his name, and then he DM'd me on Instagram. He was like, "Emma, I saw you auditioned for this and applied. Like, I want to have you. It's been forever." And I was like, "I know, Ethan, it has been."
Yeah. Uh,
So it's crazy like that.
yeah, and also for those that do not know, if you want to go watch any of Emma's self tapes that are actually out, they are on her YouTube page, and they are some of the stuff you audition for is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely get a mixture. I like to any self tapes that I do, and I'm allowed to with permission by the person who's hosting the audition if they let me post them online publicly. If I find one that I really like, I'll post it. They're super fun.
Yeah, I've been asked.
Yeah.
I've been asked by some people if they care if they post it all. I'm like, I don't care. Go ahead. I don't care. Just don't
Yeah, it
leak the script.
depends.
I'm like, just don't leak
Mm-hmm.
the script. And like, well, the lines that you want me to, the lines that's leaking the script. I said, well, yeah, but you're not putting the full thing out there, so
Yeah.
like,
Part of it's okay,
and
not the full thing.
yeah. Oh no, actually, when there's something crazy,
What?
the when all the and I've never told this publicly. Only the people that I've talked to about it know this. The lines that were sent out for the people to read for Woods were all lines from the original script that weren't even going to be in the movie. So even if those did get out there, it's not even in the movie.
Oh, wow.
I was like,
Interesting.
yeah, because I had a writing partner who used to leak everything.
Oh,
So I'm like,
I
yep,
see.
nope. So now when I write
Not
stuff,
happening.
I take a draft and because one person brought up, hey, I know I got the role, but how come the lines I said in my audition aren't in the movie? And I said, oh yeah, I didn't want to tell you and I didn't want to bring this up because I didn't know if anyone was gonna ask, but I took previous drafts and made the audition out of that.
Yeah.
And they were
No, a
like,
lot of people are doing that these days.
yeah, because I'm also one person who used to send the scripts out to everybody, like right away. And I'm like, crap, I can't do that to people anymore. Because I'm like, there's people out there that might leak this and try to get it to somebody else and make it before I can. I don't
Exactly.
know if people would actually do that because, people are professional, but I don't know. There might be somebody.
You never know. You
Yeah.
have to sign NDAs. That's what has to happen.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, if it gets out there and somebody makes it before me, hey, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Move on to the next project.
Exactly.
That's all you got to do. What is I, this is crazy because I'm looking at the IMDb. What was it like working on a movie called Rise of the Dead: Sluts versus Zombies?
Well, that was an interesting one. I did that one more recently. I got to play Ruth. She was this, Christian, and the zombie apocalypse was like happening outside.
No.
And Ruth has a sister named Harley who's very different than her. And she was like creating videos and content for people, like more explicit content. And
Oh.
then Ruth basically is trying to convince her, like, hey, like, with the zombie apocalypse out and everything, you should stop this. And Ruth was very religious, so she was like, if you want to go to heaven, you gotta stop this. So it was about that. That's all I can share for that one. Since it's still in post production, it's not out yet,
Right now,
but I'm excited.
Since that's more of a that was so was that is that more of like a horror comedy ish?
Yeah, it had comedic elements for sure. It was very horror-esque. The director that also wrote it had lots of experience growing up in the church and is queer too. So it was very nice to like work on a project that had both those elements. Since I myself am Episcopalian, in the church that I grew up in was very accepting of queer love and relationships and accepting everyone. So it's really nice to work with collaborators that have a bit of both, since I've definitely worked with some people that were raised in a different type of church that did not have those views.
Yeah, I
Um,
been on a project. I don't know. Obviously, I'm gonna ask this question because even though it sounds stupid, but all places are different. Have you been on a set where, because obviously they have craft services, but have you been like they ask you like what you want for lunch or dinner? I've always heard those stories from people that they do that. Have you done that? Have you been on any projects where they've done that?
yeah, no, a lot of projects will. I'm vegan, so I make sure actually to tell productions about my dietary restrictions. But it depends on the scale of the project. Some productions, they ask me as an actor for my order, but then everyone else gets catering. That's not part of the key cast. So it just depends on the scale of the project, convenience sake.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes it's cheaper for production since I have dietary restrictions just to, make something that's non-vegan catering for everyone else and then get one vegan thing for me. So,
I like to always ask these questions.
of course,
What is your favorite horror movie?
I have a few.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
have a few. I really, really like Midsummer
Oh,
a
Midsummer.
lot. It's one of my favorites. I also really enjoy I Saw the TV Glow and Bones and All. Those I'd say would be my top three.
Bones and
And
all.
I can't pick a favorite
Yeah,
since they all keep on becoming my favorites,
yeah.
throughout different stages of my life.
For I really love Midsommar as well, but I really love Hereditary a lot more.
Mm.
But I also really like I Saw the TV Glow. It's really good. I actually never heard anyone say it's like one of their favorites, so that's awesome. Some people
Yeah.
just didn't get it. They were like, I don't get it. And then like I was like, okay, understandable. I can get that because A24 does like to make them weird movies.
Yeah.
And
I
those,
really like how abstract it is. It's
yeah,
very beautiful. It talks a lot about like the trans experience
yeah.
and just how you consume media throughout your life, and just the visuals of it
And
are so fascinating. I feel like each time I watch it, I take something new away from it or feel differently about it, which I think is what makes media so impactful to me. And I hope to create media that makes people feel the same way.
yeah. What is what has been like what has been the most fun you have had on a project? Now I know you probably had like fun on everything, but what would you say would be like your most fun experience in this out of all the stuff you've done so far?
It's so hard. There's so many good ones. The most fun, I'd say when I did She Bites, that was some of the most fun I've had on that.
What is it
It
called? She
was
bites.
She Bites, yes. It was really cool. It's the first project that I ever did,
Oh, nice.
where I was the lead role on that. So that was really cool. And I had really fun collaborating with the director and the other actors. I was very excited, very nervous. It being, one of my first where I was the lead on it, so that I wanted to make sure, to be nice to everyone and be able to like hold my weight and really do a good job since I felt like everyone was counting on me.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, it was so nice. And then I think Bird Flu was amazing. Just getting to work alongside my friend Sakshi was like just such a beautiful experience. And that being the first project that we worked together on officially was really great. And I was very happy on set, when you work with someone that you really get along with.
Yeah.
Just it makes the energy in the room a lot lighter
Yeah.
and
And
more fun.
a lot lighter, and everyone. At least if you know people, it's easier to work with them, and you'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like when I. That's why I try to bring back most everybody I work with. At least try to bring everybody back because that way I know how they work. When they know how I work with them and how we all work together and everything. Um, have you ever like? No, I don't know. No, hang on. I'm trying to. I had my document up here. I'm trying to make sure where I'm at on questions. I am so. What has been a if you could go back in time and audition for any movie, what would it be?
Oh, that is such a good question. I think, but I'm a cheerleader. I'd want to audition
Okay.
for the
That
main the role that Natasha Lyonne played. I'm forgetting
yeah yeah
her
yeah.
Character's
I've
name,
seen that
but
movie.
yeah, I that came out the year I was born, so I feel like a deep connection to it somehow.
Nice.
But if I would have not been zero at that time, I
Right.
would have loved to be a part of it. I just think it was so groundbreaking for the time, and there was so much joy in it. I think a lot of queer media in that time was about sadness, and there was lots of sadness that we were facing with, like, the AIDS
Yeah.
crisis, and there was lots of pain, of course, within the community. But I think at that time, having that piece that was centered around joy and celebration, and that was goofy and silly and new and just made people laugh, like, there's something so beautiful in that. And I hope that the work that I do is impactful in that way and in different ways. And yeah, I guess that's one. And then also maybe Midsommar. I'd be Danny. Like, I'd audition for that. Like, that'd be pretty cool. But as an actor, I think all the projects that I've been cast in or that I'm gonna get, I really feel a deep connection to those roles and feel like it's meant to be. So even though it's fun to say, like, oh, I could have done this, like, I still feel really grateful and connected to the projects that I've done.
Yeah. Are there any genres that you do not want to work in?
I don't not want to work in it, but for some reason, comedy,
Doesn't it doesn't suit you.
it's not that it doesn't suit me. I'm very good in comedy. And I do think comedy has a place. Like, all my roommates love comedy and do comedy. And I have done it and will do it again. For me, if I'm going to do a comedic piece, it just needs to have an underlining tone.
Right.
It needs to, the punchline can be funny, but sometimes when it makes fun of people or it doesn't have a deeper meaning or it doesn't add to something, then I'm like, what are we doing here, folks? Like, I like doing work that's meaningful and that
Oh yeah.
has more to it. And some comedy does that with justice. And I'm so grateful to be part of those pieces. But pieces that are just a laugh for a laugh are still enjoyable to watch and consume. Just they're not um, things that I want to be on necessarily.
Right. Uh, let's see. Okay, a couple. I think I have a couple more. I'm waiting on this page to load. I am so sorry.
It's
Um,
all good.
let's see.
You can also ask more questions about living for her too if
Yes.
you want
Let's talk more about
to
this.
dive back for that.
Yes, because that's what I was like really happy to talk about. So like when so I guess I don't know how to open with it. I guess let's just talk about it. Like well, obviously like what made you you know go for you know go for this movie role. You know.
Yeah, no, what really drew me to it was the character description about Emily. I really love period pieces, and I think one set in the 1800s about two queer women really spiked interest to me. And I knew that Rebecca, she actually writes YA fantasy, queer YA fantasy novels. So I knew she did that, and I remember auditioning for her series that she's making to a movie, which I got for the I'm going to be in the second movie in the series, so that's exciting. Can't say much about it, but you can read the books
Yeah.
and get more about that. But that's really fun. I'm really excited for that. And so I knew I was going to be working with her anyways. And when I saw her do this project, I really felt connected to her. Emily, she's a lover, she's an herbalist, she, gathers herbs in the forest and whatnot in her life in the 1800s. And I just really felt connected to that. Like, I really enjoy gardening. So, I really got excited by that. Also, just the fact that there are different time periods. Like, when I heard it's not just the 1800s, I was like, wow, that is so cool.
When I first was reading the campaign about it, I like full the full transparency of the campaign. Like even explaining like, yes, the poster does have AI in it, and yes, we do not need film permits. Like the fact that you are able, that's what you need in like Kickstarters. I have backed Kickstarters that never gave any transparency to anything, and
Um,
mm-hmm,
no, yeah, with this campaign Kickstarter, she wanted to be very honest. We want to make sure that people feel drawn to this piece and passionate about it and want to help it come to life. And there are people out there that do really enjoy it and want to. And the one thing about the Kickstarter is if it doesn't get fully funded, the money is returned back to the people that donated. So we're really trying to reach our goal. So any amount helps. If there's anyone out there listening to this that really feels drawn to the story or wants to help it come to life, or even if someone, let's say, wants to get a credit in the film, something that's really cool. I don't know if I told you this, Jeremy, but if someone donates $5, they get their name put in the special thanks credit,
oh
which is
nice.
something that is super cool. So if let's say you're interested in, getting into the film scene, let's say if you're someone that really likes this work, maybe wants to get their name out there more, I would highly, highly recommend donating. And also just helps, make connections. And then you'll get to be a part of something that's big, that has momentum, that's building into something. Since I think it's really cool to donate just for a short film. It's a short film, but being able to donate and be a part of a film that has the potential to grow into a mini series is something that is so, so, so exciting. And it just makes me really excited to have the honor to be a part of something that can turn into so much more. Since as actors, it can be hard to part with your characters. Oh my goodness, when I part with Emily, it'll be so sad. But the good thing is that we have the possibility to do the limited series, so I'll get to return to her soon again for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to leave characters behind. Worked on a horror film with a bunch of friends last year, and one of the people didn't want to leave because even though their character got killed off, they're like, "Can I not leave? Can I just stay?" I'm like, "Well,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it sucks to see you go." I bet it would be worse, like if you started doing like an actual like series and then like like an actual like TV series eventually, and then you have to leave like the show.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that just like I think that would hurt a lot worse than say leaving film set and just not and then not seeing everybody again to either a premiere or the sequel if there's a sequel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The worst heartbreak as an actor that I've felt?
What's that?
It's not leaving the characters that you've played for me. And I've worked through this, don't worry. But for me, it's when you audition for a role that you really connect with and you get to do chemistry reads with other actors and you feel really drawn to the project and you book the role, but then you can't take it due to scheduling conflicts or something doesn't work out on
Oh,
your end and you
oh,
really want it, but you literally can't. That's happened to me once or twice, and it hurts so much.
that's worse than
Um,
not getting. I think that's worse than not getting the role.
it is, since if I don't get something, I truly feel like there is someone out there that can do so much justice by that character, and it makes me so happy that someone else is able to get that experience. Since there's so many projects out there, and I know I'm not going to book all of them, so I want all my other besties. I want all my other actor friends, people out there in industry. Like, I want those people to get those roles that fit them best. Since what's so beautiful about storytelling and about acting is you are so uniquely you as a performer, as a creative, that your experience and your take on this role is going to be so much different than mine. So we can find people out there that are so uniquely the best fit, which is unlike most other job fields, out there.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Because I know, working with, especially, you know, getting. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
I think I get what. Yeah, it's like very very sad when because I don't like leaving. I kind of have like a similar feeling because also I do a lot of live music shows. Like it hurts my feelings when like it's really really sad when I find out that it's like the night's ending. Like it's kind of like leaving. Like but that's like a one night thing, and it's like when you leave, it's like well dang now the sadness is setting that I get to leave
Yeah.
everybody and I won't see them again for a while.
Uh-huh.
Like it all works the same way. It's like when I wrap a film project, I'm just like, oh great, I won't see you all again until we either do the next one or hopefully I cast people that I see all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's it's so sad, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like we're not like not gonna chat. It's like but it's just nice when you get to work with them in person and get to actually get that in person connection and just hanging out and having fun. And I've been on sets that aren't fun. That's why for a while there it took me a long time to even decide to go back to working on films this year. It took me a long time to
Mm,
muster up the courage to even go back
I
to working
see.
on
Well,
stuff.
I'm glad you came back to work. Sometimes you need a moment to step back for whatever reason, but it's important since, I really enjoy being on set. And when I feel like I need to take a step back, I think it's really important
Yeah.
since I do this because I love it.
Right.
And I don't want that to change.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Before we wrap this up, um, and where can people find you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Littig Emma. That's Littig Emma. You can also find me on Backstage. I got a profile up there. If you just search my name, you'll find it. I also have a YouTube channel, which I believe is Emma Littig, and then a bunch of different numbers since I created the profile when I was 13. So, but if you look it up on YouTube, you should be able to find me. There are not too many Emma Littigs. I believe there's like five of us out there right now.
Yeah. I found out that there's a lot of Jeremy Scotts.
Oh, I bet. I bet with that last name. No, there's
Well,
not a lot of Littigs out there.
funny thing is, it's not even my real last name. It's just I use it because I prefer that over my last name. It's
I
my
see, I
middle name.
see.
Huh?
I said I see.
Yeah, it's my middle name, so I just use that as my last name because hey, it's cool.
No, it is very cool.
Yeah, I wanted. I didn't get the when you talked about She Bites. I did want to ask about that. What is that?
Yeah, so it was a short film that I did, and it is about this girl named Aubrey, and it's set in the 90s. And she is in high school, and she ends up meeting this girl at a party, and they end up kissing, and then they end up going on this date, and this girl is a vampire. So then during the date, she bites her, and then Aubrey dies.
Oh,
Big whoop.
oh man,
But it was fun. It was really fun to film, and I'm really grateful to
that
have been a
sounds like a
part of it.
that sounds like a fun one.
Yeah, no, it was super duper fun. Oh my goodness. It
Yeah.
was so exciting, and I found out about it. Same situation, day of.
Oh, kind of like we need somebody here for this.
Yes, yes. But I was able to get there on time. It was super fun.
Yeah. Have you done anything abroad yet?
Yes, I have done some things abroad.
How is that like? What's it like filming in other
Yeah.
countries?
Well, abroad as in not other countries, but abroad. Sorry. I forgot the word abroad meant for a little bit, but I've done things where I've been flown out, but not in other countries as of
Oh,
yet.
okay. Um, Now, obviously, I like to. You don't have to answer this question. You don't obviously don't have to be specific, but has there ever been a project you've done that you actually did not like?
Yes.
Obviously, you don't have to say what it was, but like, was it really bad or just you didn't have a
There
fun
are a
time?
few. There are a few. I won't name any specifically. Um, but sometimes you will be on projects where people aren't as professional, or you'll be on projects, let's say, where there are people on set that you don't really get along with. It does happen.
Yeah,
But the only things that I've really done that have helped me are like communicate my boundaries. Like, let's say there's a project and the intimacy coordinator, this hasn't happened in particular, but I'm saying an example. Like, let's say where there's a scene involving kissing, and they say the intimacy coordinator dropped out last minute, but we're still going to do that scene. Like, that stinks. But as an actor, I usually will say if something like that happens, I'll say, no, I need an intimacy coordinator present. We can either do the scene without the kissing or we need to schedule it, but those are my firm boundaries. So the main thing is if there's a set experience that, let's say, isn't my favorite, or if I'm ever feeling uncomfortable, or like we're not aligning, I make sure to tell someone on set. And then if there are any problems that we can fix together, I
yeah,
always make sure to try to do that. And as long as my boundaries are met and everyone's safe, those are the main things that are important. And sometimes just having a clear conversation can solve everything.
yeah,
And then after that, your experience is amazing since you're both in clear understanding with each other.
yeah. Mine with my thing is I'm a person that is a very transparent person. So like when people were asking me like about like if someone was to ask me how do your sets run, I will say, look, we will run. I communicate for everybody beforehand. I'm not like the person that's like, here's call time. I'll meet you all then. I usually try to have like a phone call with everybody. We go over everything beforehand, like a meeting. We talk. We read the scripts if we need to. Just kind of like get a communication across the board right away.
Of
That's
course.
that's what I like to do. I'm a very like, and like I don't get. I've met people that are like, oh no, that's too much, and I'm like, what? You expect to just get your auditions in and you cast them without even meeting them like through a phone? You just like, oh, I'll just wait until they come up to set, then I'll talk to them. I'm like, what? Words with people like that, and I'm just like, that's not how things go. But sure,
Yeah.
I believe you should at least have one like not just a DM or you should have at least one phone call conversation first.
Oh, exactly.
Like that way you can even get the feel if they're like, and of course people are like that's just, and I get it. Not everyone wants to do that, but I think you should.
Of course. I think it definitely helps me meet someone beforehand. So at least I sort of know everyone, or even if there's a scene that involves kissing or intimacy of any kind, I
Yeah.
like to make sure that I meet the person beforehand or even doing a chemistry read. Like
Yep.
for um living for her, we're making sure Rebecca's doing a chemistry read. I'm already cast for the part, but she's still having a chemistry read happen before the film just to make sure that everyone's feeling good.
That's good. That's what you should do. Yeah. When it comes to yeah, like I said, like researching for that, I could not really figure out much of how to hire an IC. So thankfully, my producer that's working on multiple things with me has
Oh,
already
perfect.
done the research. He's like,
Yeah,
even though she can't always be there on set, she's helping me out with the majority of trying to figure things out. Because if a newborn at home, it's a little bit harder for her to be able to sneak off and work on behind the scenes with me, and it sucks because even though obviously really really good friends with her and her wife, and they've both been there for me, and they're both really nice people. So, I get it. And I said, look, don't even worry about if you can't be on set. It's cool. We'll figure it out. I'll send you out. Like, she's just been like one of my best friends. So, like,
oh,
gotta
that is
keep.
so sweet. And congratulations to her.
Yeah, baby will be a year old in July.
Oh my goodness. That
Yeah,
is so precious.
yeah.
What a joy.
I know. It's like, and And of course they were like, "Oh, hey, they know I'm not really, they know I mean, obviously, I love kids. Kids are great, but I personally just don't see myself having them. So like, even like they're like, oh, by the way, they were messing with me. Like, oh, by the way, we're making you the Godfather. I'm like, please don't. And they're like, well, we're not. They're messing with like literally like up until like the weeks of like the like last year, the weeks of the up to the birth, they were telling me, "Hey, can you sign this paper that says that?" And I was like, "No."
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, they were making all these jokes about it because they know for a fact they're like, it was just like really really cool. But yeah, she's been helping me with a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, trying to figure out how, because she actually has more of an experience working on sets, like not with ICs. She's actually never been able to work with one because again, like you said, it's fairly new.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure because back in the day, maybe like 80s, 90s, they probably didn't really exist.
No, not from what I've heard of. It's still pretty new. Even I've been doing this for 10 years, and then at the beginning of my career, I didn't even know what an intimacy coordinator was.
I wonder. This is just me thinking about it because
Of
when you
course.
brought it up about it, I'm like, I've heard of that job. I've seen that posted somewhere, but when you brought it up to me a couple times when we were going to do the other script originally was something different, um, I was like, wait, and I talked to my friend Caitlin about it, and she's like, yeah. And then she's like, and she's like, and a producer I worked with had a theory on that, and I said, what's that? And she said, it's the Me Too movement, and I said, well, it makes sense. That's what she assumed. She's like, that's what he assumed. That's what I assumed. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't be surprised in all honesty.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy that there are people that are out there to watch for that. That makes that makes it a lot better.
Oh, it's so important, especially with the hierarchy of a director to an actor.
Yeah,
It's really good for that actor to, have someone to go
you know,
to be like, hey, like I'm comfortable doing this in this scene, but not this.
yeah,
And just having that unbiased person to go to is so important for everyone in a set.
yeah. I've actually turned down shoots that told that like for cinematography that have actually called that like you'll be shooting intimate nude scenes. I'm like, I'm not comfortable shooting this, so I'm not gonna be your cinematographer.
Of course, and that's so great that they were so upfront. I think it should be
Yeah.
that way.
Well, they were like, we're not happy that you because like they were. I was like, I want to read the script before I sign on to do cinematography. Like, no, 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 we don't want you to read the script because you don't need to know the script. I'm like, um, I kind of need to know a little bit of what I'm filming, and that's why I'm fully transparent about everything. Like, look, you got, and I even told them transparency, and they're like, no, that's stupid. You're the camera guy. You don't need to know everything about the movie. I'm like, I kind of need to know like what I'm filming. I'm not gonna come up and shoot like some crazy video for you, and I'm not gonna know what it is. And
Yeah, of course.
when I read they didn't give me the script, which is fine because I was still in the middle of even think they just gave me a rundown what I would be shooting, and the second I saw um shooting I can remember the words literally saying full frontal female nudity and on page 35. I'm like, I'm signing off right now. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It's your like it's not my project. It would never be in my project, and I get it. It's a time. It was a horror movie. I do know that. I didn't know what the horror movie was about. I did not know much about it until I got the like. I know it was a slasher, and of course, nudity follows into the slasher, especially if you're looking at the '80s and the '90s. But it's not something that I feel comfortable doing unless I did say unless I am like literally down to like where I need the money that badly, then I will take a job like that. But I am at a point to where that is not the case. So I'm like, I'm not doing it unless I really really need to. Like, it is just one of those things.
Yeah.
But I know, as I said before, I let you go, but that was just the biggest thing for me. And I'm actually going to end this now, and I'm going to take an audio test. Don't go nowhere just in case. But
Of
yeah, one
course.
second.